Imagine this. You are miles away from civilization, deep inside a dense, dark forest. The fire has burned out. The temperature has dropped. You are lying on the ground, zipped inside a thin nylon sleeping bag. You are completely unconscious, deaf to the world, and entirely paralyzed by sleep. You have no armor. You have no claws. You have no night vision. To put it simply, you are a soft, slow, incredibly vulnerable piece of meat wrapped in a plastic burrito. And yet, all around you in the dark, the forest is alive. A mountain lion is silently patrolling the ridge just a few hundred yards away. A pack of wolves is navigating the tree line. A massive grizzly bear is foraging nearby, equipped with a sense of smell 7 times stronger than a bloodhound. They know exactly where you are. They can hear your slow, rhythmic breathing. They can smell your scent carrying on the cold night wind. By every single law of nature, you should not survive the night. You are an effortless, defenseless meal. But when the sun comes up, you unzip your sleeping bag, stretch, and make your morning coffee. The predators completely ignored you. Why? Why does a starving wolf or a massive bear walk right past a sleeping human, choosing to hunt a highly alert, incredibly fast deer instead? We have been taught to believe that we are fragile, that we need walls, locks, and guns to survive the wild. But nature tells a completely different, terrifyingly brilliant story. The reason wild predators do not attack you when you are sleeping alone in the wild is not because you are lucky. It is because of a dark, ancient biological secret buried deep inside their DNA. And if you are obsessed with discovering the shocking evolutionary truths hiding in plain sight, you need to hit that subscribe button right now. We decode the deepest mysteries of human survival every single week, and you absolutely do not want to miss the secrets we uncover next. To understand why the monsters in the dark refuse to touch you, we first have to look at how a predator actually sees the world. A predator's brain is a highly specialized biological computer, and its primary operating system is based on risk assessment. In the wild, an injury means death. If a wolf attacks a deer and the deer kicks the wolf in the jaw, breaking a tooth, that wolf cannot hunt. If it cannot hunt, it slowly starves to death. Therefore, predators only attack what they absolutely understand. They look for familiar shapes, familiar movements, and familiar smells. They have a mental catalog of prey, rabbits, deer, elk, and rodents. Now, think about what a human looks like in the wild. We do not look like anything else on planet Earth. We walk upright on 2 legs, exposing our vital organs, which is a posture of extreme aggression in the animal kingdom. But what happens when we lie down to sleep? Even then, we are an anomaly. When prey animals sleep, they sleep coiled up, highly alert, ready to sprint at a moment's notice. A deer sleeps lightly, its ears constantly swiveling. But a human? We lie flat on our backs, completely exposed, stretching out in a state of absolute, ridiculous relaxation. To a predator, this is deeply confusing. In the animal kingdom, nothing lies flat on its back completely exposed unless it is either already dead, or it is so incredibly dangerous that it simply does not care who is watching. When a mountain lion looks at you snoring in a sleeping bag, its brain does not register easy meal. Its brain registers a massive, terrifying question mark. It sees an alien creature displaying a level of confidence that violates every rule of the forest. But the visual confusion is only the very first layer of your defense. The true shield protecting you in the dark is something much more primitive, and much more powerful. It is the way you smell. Every animal has a distinct chemical signature. Herbivores, the standard prey of the forest, smell like the vegetation they eat. They smell like grass, leaves, and fear. But human beings have an incredibly bizarre chemical profile. Our diet is highly complex, cooked and packed with artificial compounds, spices, and an enormous amount of meat. Furthermore, human sweat glands produce a very specific, pungent odor that is entirely unique to our species. When the wind carries your scent into the dark woods, the wolves and bears do not smell a fragile, tasty herbivore. They smell the chemical signature of a hyper-aggressive, unpredictable, meat-eating anomaly. Your scent triggers an ancient alarm system in their brains. It tells them that whatever is lying in that sleeping bag is not part of the normal food chain. If realizing that your very scent acts as an invisible, prehistoric armor against apex predators is changing how you see yourself, take 1 second to subscribe to the channel. Our tribe is growing, we are uncovering the hidden evolutionary armor of the human race every week, and we want you standing with us. But there is a third, far more terrifying reason why predators leave you alone, and it is the darkest secret of our evolutionary history. To understand it, we have to travel back in time roughly 40,000 years. During the Pleistocene epoch, the world was filled with absolute nightmares. There were saber-toothed cats, dire wolves, cave bears that stood 12 feet tall, and massive short-faced bears that could run down a horse. Early humans were small, slow, and armed with nothing but sharpened sticks and rocks. We were supposed to be prey. But we didn't act like prey. We discovered fire. We formed highly coordinated packs. We developed complex communication. And we realized that the best way to stop the monsters from eating us was to systematically hunt down the monsters. And that is exactly what we did. Human beings waged a brutal, unyielding war against the megapredators of the ancient world. We didn't just defend ourselves, we actively sought out their dens. We slaughtered saber-toothed cats. We drove cave bears into total extinction. We decimated the dire wolves. We became the absolute apex predator, the undisputed masters of death. But evolutionary biology is not just about bones and fossils, it is about memory. The predators that survived the human expansion, the ancestors of modern wolves, bears, and mountain lions, survived for one very specific reason. They survived because they possessed a genetic mutation that made them absolutely terrified of the smell of humans. The brave wolves, the ones that tried to hunt us, were slaughtered and wiped from the gene pool. The cowardly wolves, the ones that smelled human sweat and immediately ran in the opposite direction, lived long enough to reproduce. This means that the modern animals roaming the woods around your campsite are the direct descendants of the survivors of a human-led apocalypse. Their fear of you is not learned. It is not something a mother bear teaches her cubs. It is a biological imperative, a genetic trauma burned into their DNA over tens of thousands of years. When a predator smells you in the dark, it doesn't just smell a strange animal. It smells the architects of mass extinction. It smells the creature that wiped out the greatest monsters the Earth has ever seen. This genetic trauma is so deeply ingrained that scientists have proven it in modern field studies. Researchers have placed hidden speakers near animal feeding sites in the wilderness. When they played the sounds of dogs barking, the animals would briefly look up, but usually go back to eating. When they played the sounds of human voices simply talking at a normal volume, the reaction was explosive. Mountain lions would abandon their kills and sprint away. Bears would vanish into the brush. The sound of human conversation is statistically the most terrifying noise in the natural world. So, when you are sleeping alone in the woods, you are not surviving because the predators cannot find you. They know exactly where you are. You are surviving because you are draped in an invisible cloak of generational trauma. You are surviving because your DNA carries the legacy of the most ruthless, efficient, and devastating apex predator the planet has ever produced. The predators do not see a fragile person in a sleeping bag. They see a sleeping god of destruction. They see a creature that controls fire, a creature that hurls projectiles, a creature that kills from a distance for reasons they cannot comprehend. We spend so much of our modern lives feeling anxious, vulnerable, and disconnected from the natural world. We lock our doors, we fear the dark, and we tell stories around the campfire about the monsters lurking in the shadows. But the ultimate truth of biology is that the monsters are not waiting in the dark. They are hiding from us. The next time you find yourself alone in the wilderness, listening to the snap of twigs and the howl of the wind, do not let your imagination turn you into a victim. Take a deep breath. Smell the cold air. And remember the brutal, awe-inspiring history written inside your own cells. You are not a trespasser in a dangerous world. You are the reason the world is dangerous. The dark isn't something that should scare you. To the wild, you are the nightmare. Thank you for walking into the dark woods with us today. If this deep dive into the hidden power of human evolution completely changed how you see yourself, prove it by hitting the subscribe button and leaving a like. We are decoding the ancient secrets that still dictate our modern lives every single week, and we want you right here in the tribe. Until next time, trust your instincts, respect the wild, and never forget who the real apex predator is.